It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Brooklyn Cafe studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat at the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, or a movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in free 888-994-4995 right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Well, let's try it again. Welcome. Slick is a little slow today.
Slick is in the house.
And she turned us off. Okay, should we start this show all over again? I'm not doing that.
Keep going.
Where are we?
We're on the road. Location Tuesday. We are at Babillon Celebration of Life Center. I like that so much better than the alternative funeral home. Oh, I'll add all in there. Babillon Celebration of Life Center in West Boca Raton. And we're going to be right next to IHOP. I think that's probably the easiest way to tell you where we're at. We are at 10061 60 Calais.
Why don't you
Can't
let
we
him
just have
say?
a better address? 441 next to IHOP and Glades. How
Why
about
don't you
that?
let him say where we are?
Because I think it's
Because
a whole lot
obviously you're
easier.
reading it all like the whole production is upside down. What is going on here today?
You know why?
Because we're on the couch. I'm about to
Oh
take a
no,
snooze
it's
here.
not because it's casual. It's because we've got so many fun entities playing with us right now. They're going, you know what? We're just going to
And it
make you guys
began.
have some fun. But it's a spectacular place. We came here last week to check it out with Wayne, and everyone knows Wayne with Dignity Memorial of Southeast Florida. And Wayne has been with us for many, many shows, and we are planning Freddie's Celebration of Life celebration
Yes.
next Tuesday, February 25th from 4 until 7 p.m. It's going to go a little bit later, I know, because we're going Latino time.
I don't think anybody's coming. Nobody has RSVP.
They all verbally RSVP'd to us, and
That's
Wayne
so
has
funny.
2 official, and we sat here with another 30 as we told you the names, right? People are freaking out when they see the flyer. We just had it on the screen, and it says Dignity Memorial. Even one of your coaches, Coach Leslie,
Is she freaked out?
she's like, I'm a little freaking out. That
We
it
just
says
have to
Dignity.
confirm numbers for catering,
Yes,
mainly.
if you want food,
so
we need to
you're gonna
confirm
go
numbers
hungry
for
if you don't
catering.
RSVP.
That's right. If you want to eat something, you better tell us you're coming. Otherwise, you eat nada.
But we are live on location at Babillon, West Boca Raton. I've lived here for 25 years, and I've never been in this location. But wow, it is spectacular. So we've got Tom with us, and of course Wayne and JP with the Celebration of Life, and part of the West Boca area where we are, right next to IHOP. We're getting ready for your event on Tuesday. You ready to roll this?
You are making me laugh today. You watching this?
I feel
She's
like I'm in a
off her
furniture
game
store.
today. What?
I feel like I'm in like a furniture
We're
store.
moving furniture around. We're moving wires
It's
around.
really beautiful
You
in
are
here.
like off your game today.
What can
What's
I
the
tell you?
matter?
What can I tell you?
A
You're
little-
sitting here laughing at me.
It's a little bit different. That's all.
It's beautiful though.
It is very beautiful. We're going to talk about different celebrations that you can do here, different things that are taking place here. But before we get into all that, we got to do some. You announced the deal for Tuesday.
Please, please, please RSVP because you may not want food, but Dignity Memorial wants to do it the right way to make sure everybody is fed. So please RSVP to Wayne. There is the flyer up on the screen. Wayne, what is the RSVP?
So please, it's www.sendrsvp.com/Freddie.
There you go. Easy
Okay, that's the
enough.
easiest way. You can also do it by phone, 888-902-3011, extension 3179. It's a little bit harder to remember. Sendrsvp.com/Freddie is much easier.
Or
Send
just-
RSVP.com
Or just text
/Freddie.
us.
Or just let us know and we'll let Wayne
People texted me
know.
this
Yeah.
morning and let us know that they're coming.
You ready for this whole event?
I know. I ain't never going to be ready for this. Are you serious? I got my sister. She's like all freaking out here because she's afraid something was going to happen.
You
They're
got
saying-
everyone afraid.
Well, they're saying that I'm calling it. I'm not calling. What am I calling? The inevitable? I'm not calling nothing.
You know, and I tell people, because we've talked about it a lot, the only thing in life truly guaranteed is that one day your physical body will not be here. That's the only thing guaranteed.
That's a rumor.
Really? Gonna last forever?
Who knows? It must
Actually-
be good on the other side. Nobody comes back.
I was
to
talking to
complain.
one of our producers' mom and told her to come, and I said, "Bring your mom." Does she have her pre-arrangements? And she said, yes, she's part of the Neptune Society. And I said, well, then she is with dignity. Did you know that, by the way?
Well, we're related. Yeah. Yeah. So Neptune Society is partially owned by Dignity. So it's a cousin. So Neptune Memorial Reef.
That's where you're going.
That's the Dignity. Is
That's the
of
part you
Dignity.
like,
Oh,
right? With the
okay.
fishies.
So I
lot
need
of
to
Neptune
clarify
stuff.
then which one she's with. Maybe it is with the Neptune.
Neptune
She said
Society.
Neptune.
It's probably Neptune Society, which is it's part of the family.
The reef you sent, that video
Yeah.
was
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, we're gonna go there as well. Yeah.
That
Yes, we're
video.
gonna-
We're
Absolutely.
actually gonna go
Oh, I
to the
gotta
reef.
I
see this
sent it
place.
to you,
Yeah.
It's
remember?
like a giant aquarium here.
Yeah.
So beautiful. I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
You've talked about it, but until you see it, I'm going to have to send the video. Maybe we can pull it off of YouTube, Teddy, to show
No, we
it.
have it. The Neptune
Yeah.
Society is in
We're
there.
also going to have a table at Freddy's celebration, Neptune Reef, and we're going to have some displays of some of the options you can choose
But
for
it's
for your.
tremendous.
It is beautiful.
I didn't
It is
realize
beautiful.
how enormous it is.
It's when it's all completed, it's going to be over 16 acres.
It's huge.
So
In
they've
the
only
ocean?
yes.
Ocean.
So they've
16
only
acres.
so they've only completed they've completed the first 2 phases. I don't know how many phases there are. At least 20. So it's going to be several generations before it's all completed.
How far out does it go?
So it starts 3 miles out at sea.
Which is that's a distance.
So it's in Biscayne Bay, and then it's one of the most popular diving sites in the world now, because it looks like the lost city of Atlantis. So you can go down and see that. It's they've got great shapes, lions and all sorts of things under there, and you can get your remains, be part of the reef as part of the pillar or a picket or. Something as part of the main structure, or you can choose a fun shape like a starfish, and they've got different shapes that they're offering. They've got some new shapes that have just come out for a
Mermaid.
limited
I'm working
edition.
on a workaround, by the way. You know how we worked on the last workaround for me?
Yeah,
and now
yeah,
we've got
yeah,
the
yeah.
diamond option.
I mean, for you, we could do a special mermaid shape or something.
I'm
I'm
working
sure we
on
can
a
work with you, Dawn.
non-concrete
You know,
thing. I need something
No, it
instead
has
of
to be
concrete.
concrete.
it's got to be concrete. So because
gotta
we
be
want
more.
the coral to grow, and that's the
How
whole
about
point.
coral? How about just powdered coral and my remains?
Yeah, okay. You know what? Just say yes, Wayne, because you're never going to end this conversation. Yes, you're going to be a
Well,
coral.
one of the other
you're gonna
shows-
float away.
One of the other shows we want to do is we want to go to the headquarters down in Fort Lauderdale for Neptune Reef.
Yes.
And show how we mix it, and we want to show a
That's
demonstration
where I got
and do all that.
confused because you said that to me, and I thought we were doing a body or something. I
No,
said,
no,
okay.
no. So we were saying we
It's
would
the
need
mixture.
authorization for the family if
Gotcha.
we were actually showing the actual mixing of their remains. That's where the authorization would be
Got it.
placed.
Do they use
we can-
all your remains for that procedure, or some of your remains?
They typically would use all of it, but you don't have to.
We
so
could
if you
do a
want to
mock
put, you
set
want
up
to do.
with some glitter and the concrete.
We'll definitely add glitter to yours, Stone.
But then
Okay,
we don't
that's a
have to worry
given.
about getting a waiver on anyone's remains. We can just add something else to the concrete.
Well, saying that,
Right?
we encourage the family members to come and participate, so they can they can watch while we mix. They can even help, and they can actually put mementos and different things in the mold if they want with the remains.
But I love so much about this conversation is because
glad
we've
you
had it
do.
for so long, is that it's an open conversation. So when you have it the first time with someone, they sort of freak out, right? Even our producers, you see everyone's very relaxed here.
Even-
Remember the first one we went to? We were up at
Yeah.
the Earl Dorsey.
Uh-huh.
Everyone was a little nervous. Not now.
Well,
Everyone's kind of laid back. We're good with
That
it.
was a much bigger facility, and we were juggling actually a few services that day.
Yeah, that's
but
true, too.
I know that was kind of interesting the way
yeah.
you did that.
How are you feeling about next Tuesday, by the way?
Numb.
And Wayne did a whole presentation with you. How did that
Yes.
make you feel?
I gotta tell you, it was eye-opening. I went home that night and I sat down and I said, I just can't believe I went through this whole thing because it was all the pieces that go to this.
yeah.
And I called my sister and I spoke to her. And it's funny because I'm talking to her over the phone about what we're doing and why, which the why is the important part of this thing. And she wants to talk to Wayne. And I said, well, you can't talk to Wayne. He'll direct you to somebody. No, I need to talk to him first. And then he can send me wherever, whoever, whatever it is. That's it.
Was it what you
Yeah. His
anticipated?
sister lives in New York. Yeah.
Not at all. To be honest with you, some of the questions that they ask, you sort of sit there and go, wow, do I want to do this or I don't want to do this? I mean, you know, when you look at how you want you to be buried, I had to do that for other people. Nobody's ever done that for me. And here I am picking. and then saying, I mean, I wish I had all the money in the world. I would take the top of the top.
I know you showed us that as well. But you were
Yeah.
quite practical when you went through it as also.
Well, the whole point is, we can do it as elaborate or as simple as anyone wants, and we can keep budget in mind, and then, we have, like I've ran through, Freddie, we've got different payment options as well. Where if you wait, you're paying the top possible price. There's no discounts, and you got to pay it all.
Now,
So if you
you
do it
can
ahead of
also
time,
change your plan as you're going along, correct?
yeah. So there's different. So you could do a 10-year plan, for example. But if you want to switch it out and pay it off earlier, you can. And for all of our payment options, they include the payment protection. So if the worst thing were to happen and you were to pass away before it's all paid off, the balance is covered. We also offer a 12-month payment plan. So if you do that, then that small cost of insurance for covering the balance. If you pay it off within 12 months, that all of that goes towards the plan.
And if you have a 5 month, you're into it for 5 months and you want to pay it off, you can do that early. There's no early penalties, nothing
Correct.
like that.
Yeah.
And if you want to change it, like let's say I want a bigger party or whatever.
But going through it, when you went through it with Wayne,
Well,
was it overwhelming? Did it make sense to you?
it was a little overwhelming. And it wasn't only Wayne, you were there, and there were 2 other people there, and Wayne was there. And I'm going to tell you, I don't know if I could have had this conversation if it wasn't for Wayne. For me.
I know.
Doesn't mean that it isn't anybody else that
He
can
makes
do
it
it.
very relatable. Well, Wayne's become our friend, and we're
It's
comfortable.
a
You
little bit
trust,
easier.
right? There's a whole trust.
I don't know if I
relationship.
trust him because he's putting me in a box.
But you chose the box you wanted.
So how
Kaufman.
was that, like looking at your different caskets?
That's what I'm
Freddie?
talking about.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be nice here.
Yeah.
but I'm like, jeez, Louise,
Some of them were beautiful.
Yeah.
They were all beautiful.
you ain't getting it.
I'm
They're
getting
all
it.
beautiful.
I
That ain't what
know.
I'm looking
Yeah.
at.
But at
I
the end of the
know.
day, Freddie, it's, you get to decide that for you. So it's Freddie Jr. is something they don't have to decide. So the whole point is making it easier for him.
Well, he's all angry at me because he said he wanted to be there. I says, I don't need you there. I just need you to follow the rules. Oh, I wanted to be there. Now, the other thing I wanted to bring up is at the beginning, when we are going to do this thing on Tuesday, I had joked around about a hearse and having a coffee, and I know we're not doing that. But I'm looking at this now, and I'm sort of glad that we're not doing it. Because all of a sudden, it hit home when we sat down. And I like to have fun, and I laugh at everything. And I make jokes about myself all the time. But for 15 minutes there, it hit home. And I said, you know something? Let me take this seriously for a minute. And I sort of shut down. You saw that I got quiet. And that's not me. Because all of a sudden, I see things that I either went through, that people go through every single day. And you see people coming in here and they're crying and everything else because they're going through this thing. You don't want to go through that. You want to do it correctly. Make it as painless as you can. Is it easy? It ain't easy. I thought it would be easier.
Yeah, I
It wasn't
mean,
easy.
when we meet with people, we say, it's a little bit strange. We're going to talk about, you dying and what those arrangements are. But the whole purpose of this is it's for your family. You're protecting the ones that you love. So you're making it so much easier when that time does come. So they don't have to sit through this and make those decisions.
I think some of the options, though, I know you're all going to laugh at me, but I love the butterfly release or the dove release. I'm kind of torn between the two.
And bagpipes, we can do anything.
I'm not the bagpipe kind of gal,
Yeah.
but the butterfly.
Butterflies, I
or
can
the
see that for
doves.
you. Yeah, we
So
can do both.
I was kind of surprised. Oh, there you go. I was kind of surprised that you said it's not a popular add-on. And then the jewelry you showed us. There's so many things that I think are such great mementos, which goes
Did she
along
say jewelry?
Yeah.
Did she say jewelry?
the celebration of life. He showed us the fingerprint necklace.
Well,
Yeah,
yes,
so
I
we can
picked that.
take. Yeah, Tom, you want to talk about that? So
Yeah, the jewelry really is, it's really come more and more over the years, personalization. I mean, what's more personal than your loved one's fingerprint? And it really isn't, it started as just a necklace. And now it went from necklace, there's earrings, and they used to be just really for the women. And now the men looked and said, well, hey, I might want something too. You can have it on keychains. They have it on pocket knives where you can do it on there and all. So it's really progressed where
That's
different
interesting.
people want it on different things and everything. So it's really progressed more and more there with the fingerprint and all and everything. The families really like that. And it's so funny, families that choose that, they come back to me and they tell me how much they love it. And they tell me how subconsciously, they don't even realize it, they're always touching it. And they're always feeling that connection with their loved one when they have it.
There's so many things, that, and I think of things a little bit differently. You know, when you go to Disney World and everything's by the thumbprint, like to me that even brings up that memory of when you go with the kids. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember going to the theme parks and mom couldn't get into the locker or mom couldn't get through the turnstile. Like my kids would think that was kind of funny, but that's my little
No,
strangeness.
you can't be laid arrest up there. I know what you're
No,
thinking
but
about.
the fingerprint.
No. Yeah, and I forget. I
But
know where
that's
you're
all
going.
part,
You
but there's
wanna
so
be-
many options that then your family has a memento of you, right? So they're always holding it. Like, don't you have a piece of jewelry that's really important to you that when you don't realize that you, next thing you know, you realize you're touching it and you're holding it? It's what Tom said. They're wearing
Absolutely.
that necklace or the ring or the pocket knife when you go. I think of you and Teddy with your pocket knives. It's like, oh, you know, that's grandpa's fingerprint on the pocket knife.
Yeah,
Or
that
something
constant
like that.
connection.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we talked about that, but I always gave them something of me because I tell you, we get on this bus, we're going to meet on the other side, and I want to make sure that I can find them. So and my brother has something of mine, my mother, my father. I put something of me that only I know, nobody else knows. And that's how I'm going to find them, yeah. I mean, yeah, absolutely. And it's important, you know, to have that feel. The fingerprint, I think, is an amazing piece. I've seen the movies. Chicago PD uses that. They actually give a fingerprint as a momentum in the show. And so when I saw you pull that out, I went, holy smokes. So I love that idea. And the reef thing, that's right up your alley. You want the diamonds put in there and the seashells. And
Everyone who's watching is going to think this is kind of weird, but I think that's kind of exciting because you get to plan your own party. You get to plan your celebration on how you want it. And everyone knows me. I'm a little different than most people. So my end of life, I think, should represent me. And that's exactly what you do here at the Celebration of Life in West Boca. And JP, you work with many of the centers for the Celebration of Life, correct?
I do, and it's so rewarding. And I just want to share something that it's interesting. I always get asked, how did you end up in the funeral industry? Just a little history. I'm a recovering hairdresser. I worked with salons and fashion in the Northeast for years. And years ago, a very dear friend of mine passed, and his parents handed it over to me. He was only 32. It's like 30 years ago. And first thing I did was I called a friend of mine, Reverend Gwen Gillespie, out of Princeton. I said, Gwen, I want you to do Kevin's funeral. And she said, I don't do traditional funerals. I said, that's why I'm calling you. And she said, this is 30 years ago. She said, I do the Celebration of Life.
30 years ago.
30 years ago in Princeton, 1990 and 1991. That's when it started for me. And I did do an entire thing for him. He was a fashion designer. He was a singer. He was very famous and well known in New York.
Really?
So we did a phenomenal. I could still see the casket. Gwen came up with this beautiful dress flying up the aisle, and she started her whole thing. And then we had 3 backup singers come up, these 3 beautiful, tall black women. They were his backup singers from New York. They flew in. They were singing back with his voice at the casket. And then I, coming from the catering and business industry that way, our friends did the most incredible lunch and food. It was spectacular. So that was 30 years ago that I started on this path. Then I arrived in Florida, and I built Centers for Living with Marianne Williamson. And then we did the same thing. We celebrated lives. And Marianne always says, we're all leaving. Some take the 910 and some take the red eye, but we're all heading home. And after asking, Kevin's parents asking me what to do, I was honored to do it. But I started to realize then more and more people should do this for their family and friends. Because as Tom knows, there's so many people that come into these arrangement rooms and they don't know what their family wanted. But now they want to make sure they do it right. Well, if you give that as a gift to somebody, you're going to make sure it's done right.
That's an
And
amazing thing to say as a gift.
And it relieves the family
Yeah.
from all of that.
Well,
And you
what
know,
I
now
found most fascinating when we went through it with Wayne was your payment plan options. So you think it's, oh my gosh, I can't afford all of this. And you go through it and you realize, you know, it's like when you go to a restaurant, you order 25 things off the menu and then you hate to see the bill at the end. So you see the bill at the end, but then you break it down, you think, well, I can do that. And then you've got this insurance policy that comes with it that if you don't take care of it, God forbid it happens before you're paid off, then the insurance policy kicks in. It makes it so relatable and so easy. It's almost, for me, and I was there for you, not for me, it was a sigh of relief of, well, wow, I can actually afford this and I can do this instead of a fear of, oh my gosh, I think, and this is my opinion, that people are afraid to do this because they think they can't afford to do it. So they'd rather not leave it to their loved ones, but
Not
it's
think about
easier,
it.
right, not to think about,
Not to
sort of
think
bury
about
your
it.
head and say, I'm just not going to deal with it. But some of the price points you gave us were less than $200 a month.
Correct.
Yeah, and Freddie put together a great package, and yeah, we're very flexible there. So people don't realize that. Well, I don't want to. They're fearful of what it is going to cost, and a lot of people think they need to pay it all up front. And what we say is, we take the risks on the future cost of increase, because when you do your pre-arrangements, we lock in the price, so you know exactly what you're paying. Where if you put it off, we don't know what the future costs are going to be, and your loved ones have to pay 100% at the time of death. So it makes so much sense financially to do it ahead of time, but perhaps even more importantly, like Freddie, you were talking about the emotional,
It is.
sparing your family for the emotional burden. They don't have to make those decisions.
Tremendous.
The last thing they want to do when they've just lost someone is come in and look at caskets and make those decisions. When it's all done ahead of time, Tom, you can speak to this. You deal with this all the time, and what the difference between families who've made pre-arrangements and those that haven't. What's your
Absolutely.
experience there? You want to talk to that a bit?
I mean,
It's talking to my
just even talking time frame. If you did a pre-arrangement with Wayne and they came in to see me, I review everything, the family, go everything. Let's just say on average, I can go over everything with your family, cover everything, let's say 45 minutes tops, and we have the whole dignified funeral plan for you. Now, your family's coming in, they're selecting everything, their grief, they're emotional. They're sitting with me 2 to 3 hours trying to figure everything out while they're in an emotional state while you just passed away.
Right.
They don't want to make any of these decisions. They're second guessing everything. It's adding everything to their grief and all.
I'm
It's
thinking
taking
even the
that burden off
caskets,
of
right?
there.
It's mom would like this, dad would like that, and then the sibling says, "Oh, but that's dad's favorite
That's it.
color." But no, but that one's cheaper.
Absolutely.
Just
right.
the
That's what goes on.
casket
They
alone.
constantly
is too
go
many
around the table.
choices,
What do you
right?
think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? And that's this constantly. You're relieving them of that burden there.
I remember when Mom died, we didn't know what we had gotten ourselves into. This was a hurricane had just passed. It was the day after. Nothing was open. We didn't know from casket to anything. The graveyard was a mess, so we weren't going to put it there. We were going to put it in a holding thing. And I'll never forget the day that they took us to this room where they had all these caskets. And my father was with me, and Linda was with me, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to pick. I'm calling New York. There's no phone service. I couldn't call New York. So I picked one, and my father walks up to me. He says, "Don't put your mother wants," and she picked a rose one, like a pink one. It was more expensive. And I said, "Dad, whatever you want." I mean, I didn't know what do you tell a man, right? And you're grieving, everybody's crying. So he put her in there. The next morning, my father handed me $8,000. I have no idea to this day where he got that money. He says, "Let's go bury your mother." I have no idea. I don't know. My father was a loan shark. I don't know what he did. I have no idea. But the pressure to get it right became more important than her life at that moment for me. And that's when I said, this is outrageousness. There must have been 200 people there. We can only do one day showing. There must have been 200 people with people outside. It was a mess because of the hurricane. And I'll never forget how powerful about what you just done. This whole thing came flashback to me. My father, I sort of knew what he wanted because he had just gone through the same. He died 2 years later. But with Mom, the shock of it, or my brother when he died 20 years ago in New York, man, that was the hardest thing I ever had to do. And I had to do it. My sister broke down. His wife disappeared for 3 days. Nobody was there to tell me right, wrong, or indifferent. And you want to talk about having to make a decision under the most adverse pressure. You don't want to go through that. Especially, I was 40 when Harry died. Can you imagine a 20-year-old trying to do something like that? Man, you're asking them to do something they can't do. So, the other thing I want to touch upon also, if my brother who died 20 years, if I wanted to celebrate his life today, now he's in Pennsylvania somewhere. That's another story. You like Pennsylvania? Or maybe you can show me where he's at because I can't find it. Can you celebrate his life even though 20 years have passed? Can we come here and do celebration of life for him?
Absolutely.
All right, let's go to commercial break. When we come back, let's talk about that. We are live at Babylon Celebration of Life, West Boca, 441 and Glades Road, right next to IHOP. There's a lot of great stores around here as well, but it is beautiful here. I encourage you all to come on in, take a look around,
Come
meet
on
with
down.
Tom. Come see us. We're here on location
We'll
until
put
2
you on the air
o'clock.
or not. We'll
It
sit
is
down
just
with you.
beautiful, and you feel right at home.
Yes,
Stay
you can
tuned.
take my seat. Come.
Take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Does your business Moby Pop? A new way to grow your business. Using a simple keyword, drive customers right to you with just a click. Customers will receive your personalized digital business card within seconds with all your contact information in one place, including a gallery of photos, videos, and clear call to action that drives sales. Promote your products and services, or share a hot new listing with custom event pages and RSVP form, boosting qualified leads. Special offers and promotions are directly sent to your potential customers' phones with text campaigns, increasing foot traffic and creating a loyal following. Let MobiPop drive your marketing campaign. Focus on your business. Let MobiPop focus on growing it.
If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would listen. It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have a platform you deserve to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 55312. That's CAFE to 55312. Or call us at 866-224-5422. Your voice can make a difference.
Are you here to be good? Or are you here to be great? Outstanding? Hi, my name is Ann Shoshana Dector, and I am an author, motivational speaker, and leadership educator. I share with individuals and businesses the proven tools necessary so that you can make friends with challenges and use them as opportunities to grow from good to better, so you can have it all. Unified, supportive, and creative corporate communities, financial abundance, and a clear mission-driven purpose. Contact me at goodtobetter2020@gmail.com. Grow from good to better in 2020. Work with me individually.
The way you live your life says a lot about you. The way you choose to commemorate your lifetime can say even more. It's a single event that speaks volumes. So how do you celebrate a life? Dignity Memorial providers believe that your memorial service should be as unique as you are, reflecting your personality and your passions. It should be a perfectly tailored send-off, a fitting tribute for family and friends, to celebrate the person they love. We're professionals at catering to your every need, right down to the catering. In fact, no detail is too small. So when it comes time for a fitting tribute, we'll see that your final wishes are beautifully fulfilled. It's what Dignity Memorial providers are known for. And why you should rely on us to see that your life is well celebrated. The celebration of a lifetime begins here.
Ding, ding, ding.
Hello, we're back.
And we are back live at Babylon Celebration of Life Center in West Boca. We're on 441 and Glades Road having a little snack. Food has been catered and brought into the celebration of life by
Mama.
Mo and Ma.
Mo and Ma.
Mo and Ma.
This is a vegan. Is this vegan? This is
Mom's,
unbelievable.
Mom's hiding over there.
This
I
is-
always thought Mo and Ma. So it's Monica and Maritza, but I thought it was Mo and Ma for like Ma, M-A, but her name is really Maritza.
I thought it was more. I thought it was mom and dad.
And every time I go in, there's somebody else. So I met Monica, and then I met her son-in-law, and now we've met Gabby. And there's more. There's another sister, and there's another brother. Everything she brought you last week,
This can't be
including the
vegan.
quiche, was vegan.
That was delicious. I ate like 3 of them.
Because she said today, does everything have to be vegan? I said, no. Was it all? And look at her. She's like, yeah.
I said, "Is it vegan?" She said, "No, the cookies are." I may have to be vegetarian today.
They're delicious, right? She brought some amazing food for the crew, and I'm hoping she's going to cater next Tuesday for us as well. So everyone enjoy.
Unbelievable.
Good? So we were talking about celebration of life, how it doesn't have to be as soon as somebody passes. It can be later to commemorate their life.
Yeah, that's what's exciting, and it's happening more and more today. I like to give examples of situations where we had a family here in Boca, and a loved one passed, and they did a private funeral, their thing, and they sent out invitations. And it was a beautiful invitation, and it was, come celebrate the memorial of a loved one's life. So about 6 weeks later, we had the memorial service set up. And it was really fabulous because it had everything that this woman loved. Her heart was for sunflowers and also limoncello. Anyhow, so she had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of flowers brought in from Miami.
Wow.
We arranged them throughout the entire center. We had a full dinner of levels of fabulous food, a bar there. And it was really great to watch people walk into what they thought was going to be that they were going to, quote, someone's funeral. This one woman especially, she comes in, she was dressed very nice, a beautiful black dress, and she came in and signed the book. And then we had a staff, we said, would you like to have a glass of wine? She went over and got a glass of wine, she's holding it, and she looks at my jacket and she sees my tag, she comes over and says, excuse me, can I ask you a question? I said, yes. She says, am I at a funeral? I said, no, you're at a celebration of your friend's life. Well, she came in thinking she was going to be there a half hour. That was 5 o'clock at night. She left at 9:30.
Oh my gosh.
She left having a phenomenal evening, eating, celebrating, drinking with family and friends. She left with a beautiful bouquet of sunflowers and a little bottle of limoncello. And we spoke when she was leaving. She says, I will never forget this night as long as I live. She said, I came here tonight thinking I was going to run in for a half hour. So I hate funerals. And I sign a book, get a card, and go home. People plan and God laughs. And she said, and this little bottle of limoncello, she said, I'm going to put it in my freezer. And next year on her anniversary, I'm going to have it to celebrate her life.
beautiful
So,
is that?
yeah, it's things like that people need to know. We're changing the mindset of America.
And
that's
it's
basically
changing it.
all
Tom,
that it is. It's
And here, Tom, you've been here, what, 5 years running this center?
Almost 6, yes.
And you've recently redone it. It's beautiful.
Thank you so much.
State of
Thank
the
you so
art, I
much.
heard.
Yes, yes. We, as you know, we want to celebrate loved one's life, and we don't want it to seem like a funeral home. We want it truly to be uplifting for families and truly to set the stage for it. We don't call it a chapel. We call it, you know, a venue room and everything in the room as far as it goes. And even when we're celebrating and we're talking about it, we say, how do we want us to tell the loved one's life story? This is what we truly do. What did they love? What did they like? What made them laugh? So we set the stage when we go through everything.
We have some pictures, I think, as well. Okay. We're going to put some of the pictures on because they did a beautiful job, Kim and JP, of setting each table as a different theme.
It was funny. Actually, we work with the Hilton where they help families that stay here for rooms and all, and they came by here, and she says, your place looks better than mine. She goes, as far as that goes. I said, thank you. I appreciate that.
What's changed? What's the mindset that has changed? Here's some of the pictures. The mindset that changed when you redid this.
Well, I bet the biggest thing you're going to see is there's no rows of chairs here in our chapel. You know, traditionally, you come in, you're going to see, you know, the dark colors all throughout the place, and you're going to see rows of chairs. There's none of that. You have uplifting colors. You're going to see tables with round chairs. You know, truly, if you come to someone's funeral, let's per se, even though we don't like to do that, and you're sitting in a row chair, staring at the back of someone's head, how comforting is that to anyone? It's not.
True.
Here, you're in a round table. You're sitting across from everyone. Here in our establishment, we have TVs where we have videos playing with your loved one's pictures, showing everything. They're looking at the photos. They're sharing memories. They're talking about the person. They're comforting each other. That's celebrating someone's life. Right. That's sharing their memories and everything. That's what the person would want.
Mo and Maritza. Hector, don't let them leave yet. Okay. Thank you. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted to grab you before you walk out the door. You're not leaving yet. I want you to meet these great people so you can work with them as well.
I want you to sit over there where I can see you.
You see people sneaking out the door. There's no sneaking out the door here. We're celebrating life. We're having a party.
That's right. You sit there and relax. Now, I wanted to ask, if I wanted to have my brothers from 20 years ago celebrate his life, that's doable, yes?
Absolutely.
And your parents?
Well, we'll go through it. Let's go with Harry
One
first.
at a time?
And that's the first thing I would ask you. Absolutely. What did your brother love?
Music.
Okay.
My brother got to play with Santana.
Wow.
And this was when Santana was not Santana in the day. It was just Santana. And I know cover bands that do Santana. So I'm asking myself, can I bring in a cover band in here? Because, you know, Santana's not going to come, but a cover band. Is that even doable? Can you have a celebration of life where they play a set?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I say you could do anything as long as your imagination takes you there.
Wow.
I've had motorcycles physically inside my facility here. I've had a person who was part of a band and everything, has bass guitars all in here, everything's set up. Personally, one of the coolest things I've seen here, I've had 300-year-old samurai armor set up in here.
Really?
For service and all. It's literally, I mean, once again, it's what did a person love? What represented them? What is their life story? We want to tell it here. More the better. Bring it. I encourage it to families where they say, what is bowling, this, golf, everything. Bring a canoe if they loved canoeing or anything like that. I want you to bring it. We're going to find a way to incorporate it in here. Absolutely.
That's what I love, because that's what's so different. I saw the commercial you guys brought me where they were on a racing track with the hearse. I thought that was just a trip, man. I mean, think about it. If you love racing, if you love tennis, bowling, any of these things, and they bring it to light, and they share it with the people that are there, all of a sudden, you're not in there to cry. You're in there to remember the good times, you know?
That's, I think, the most beautiful thing about it.
Part of that comes with, you mentioned that, you're absolutely correct. More people in our society need to remember that there are 2 times in life when people come together. There are two different energies, but it's weddings and funerals.
Correct.
People come together, and what happens? You're going to see people, loved ones and family you haven't maybe not seen in 5, 10, 20 years. I can still remember as a child being at a gathering, and I can still remember my aunt saying to my mother, the only times we see each other are weddings and funerals. So what we're doing is shifting that concept of the mindset of thinking, you're going to have family and friends gathering and come together. What's the first thing you would be doing if you're having family and friends come together? You're going to say, well, we've got to feed them, and we've got to give them something to drink and feel comfortable and be able to socialize with each other. So that's what we're doing with inside of this industry today. Every industry on our planet is an accelerated speed. Every business, every corporation, you look at it, it's changed, and we're no different. Our company was just smart enough to know, they looked at this 20 years ago, they started doing this across America. And then we're only the tip of the iceberg. There's what, 84 million baby boomers right now, between 58 and 78? Guess what? It's an incredible amount of people coming through. And again, it's the comfort that we can give to more and more families, that's what it's about. When they walk out these doors and they feel good, and they have a keepsake, and they have all these great memories now they can take home with them. That's what we want.
And I love what we were talking about during commercial break is you've kept the name on the different centers.
To honor the family,
To honor the
correct.
family. So this is Babillon, and there's Crayer, and there's others across the country, but it's still under the Dignity
Yes,
Memorial
and
umbrella.
I tell so many people, like especially in Florida, there's so many people that have arrived here from other areas. I'm from Philadelphia, South Jersey, New York, that area. I tell people that people don't know. I said, do yourself a favor, go into our site, put your zip code in from where you're from. Arizona, Texas, Los Angeles, I don't care where it is. We'll almost guarantee that within a 5, 10, 20-mile radius, you're going to have a name that comes up that might have been down the street your whole life, McChesney's. But you don't know that McChesney's is part of Dignity Memorial because we still want to honor that family and that name.
Yeah, we had no
Which is
no
a great-
idea until walking
Except-
with Wayne that, and
Right.
everyone knows
How big it
Babillon and
is.
Boca Raton,
Yeah.
right? Everyone knows Crayer when you go a
Exactly,
little bit
which
further
is part
south.
of us, right.
Star of David, again.
Thank you.
Never realized that was Dignity. Menorah Gardens. I mean, so many that just touched my life personally. Now I realize that it's under Dignity. For me, I say the child, but as the adult, right? It gives me more comfort in knowing that it's Wayne and it's JP and it's Tom and the community you're with. You just don't feel like it's just one. You have a whole network around you to help you grow everything.
And one of the leading ones of the United States, because I say to people, if a dignitary passes in this country, the next time you see a procession from Washington, look at the side. There'll be in the shape of an emblem of our football. It'll say Dignity Memorial.
Well,
Like
you guys do the biggest.
I think it's great when we took care of Barbara Bush, and what the company did as a whole, they had sign-in books in all of our funeral homes across America.
wow.
So people that felt a lot about Barbara Bush could come in and write their name and put a little note. And all those books will be gathered across America and placed in a special room on the wing of the Bush Library, and that will be the Dignity Memorial wing.
Unreal. You know, it's really funny because in the Bronx, where I grew up, Ortiz Funeral Home was the biggest.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime you were going to Ortiz, you got sad. You know, you didn't
Thank
think about celebrating anything.
Right.
So my brother was buried at Ortiz. My family, everybody was Ortiz. They're the biggest. They were on Kingsbridge and East Tremont. So I'm walking the other day down Boca, and I see the guys that clean the beach. You know, those two brothers,
I see them all the time.
and they're screaming celebration. And I'm looking around, and I'm like, are they talking to me? Ready, celebration. And because all of a sudden, it isn't about Ortiz and the negative. It's more
Exactly.
about dignity and the positive. It's about
That's right.
celebrating life. And that's what it's all about.
I believe years from now, literally, you will receive an invitation exactly like a wedding, because people are going to need a head count. They're going to do
Be
a
like an
lot more
Evite?
information.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and when you get that invitation in the mail, hopefully you'll feel just as good as it was a wedding, because where you're going to go is, wow, the book is done. My loved one has gone home. The book's finished. It's got an ending. Now let's celebrate all those chapters. And you, as a person of either a family or friends of that person, could say, I can't wait to see everybody because I've got some great stories to tell.
And-
That's what a loved one really wants. They don't want people walking out of a room in tears. They want someone walking out in joy and the love of who they were.
Do you think it's changed?
Oh, it's definitely changed and changing.
Because
The
I think my
mentality, yeah.
grandparents, my parents, I think they want everyone to cry. Me, I don't want
No.
anyone to cry for me. I want everyone to live.
They
like I
don't want
live.
everybody to
I've been
cry.
doing this 30
dad, I think, would
years,
like everyone to
and
cry.
the way I've seen it change over 30 years is enormous.
Right.
What have you
Has
seen? What
to
has
be.
changed?
Big
I
time.
mean, 30 years
You see the
starting,
mindset has
you were
changed?
in the black suit and
Yeah.
the black tie, very staunch and everything like that, and you wouldn't even think of anything like this. You could even have mints out, let alone food or anything like that. As far as that goes, like I said, everything morbid and everything like that. And if there was any music, it was religious music as far as that goes. And now people are open to all and realize it is a celebration truly. I know for myself, if something happens to me, I want them to celebrate my life. I don't want them to be sad.
How would they celebrate your life?
I see an FAU stadium of some sort.
Anyone who knows me, it's going to be about my daughter, as far as that goes. Be about my daughter, my dog, as far as that goes. That'll be celebrating my life. Cruises, as far as
And
that goes.
shopping on the internet.
Yeah, for my
Right?
daughter.
Thank you.
Exactly.
So would
As
it be a
far as
big
that
party?
goes.
Would it be smaller?
Exactly, big party and everything. There'd be a lot of Captain Morgan rum. You would have that intertangled in there. 80s music. Got to have 80s music. That's all I listen to.
It's really funny because you think about you want people to celebrate who you were. When I was younger, I used to talk about this, and people used to not want to talk about it. They didn't want to have this
How
conversation.
about last week?
And then last
How
week,
about this morning?
and it occurs that you got to just remember me. I've always been a party, ever since I can remember.
You are a
It's always been a party, and there's no reason to celebrate with tears. Tears just don't float the game. You want to be happy. You want people to remember the goodness that you did in life, the good things, the souls that you touch. And if you want to sit down in a corner by yourself and cry, you can do that. And nobody's going to tell you can't. That's all good and dandy. But to have music, my father died. My cousins got together and they put on this concert. I was floored, man. I didn't expect that. And they wrote music. They made songs up about his life. And even if you didn't know Spanish, you understood what was being said with the certain things. They had boots on because he was a cowboy, and they had boots. They had machetes on the side because he used to cut sugar cane. It's everything that you guys are bringing forward. Just don't be afraid to talk about it. You have the right. How I met this man, they wanted to cremate me. And I said, ain't nobody going to cremate me. That's not what I want. So they argued. I said, you guys can argue if the cows come home. You're going to get a shoebox
Well, what
and put
was
me
the
in that.
argument? Why was there an argument?
Because of the expense.
Right.
And I says, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'm going to take care of it.
But that was
I'm
the
gonna
bottom
take care
line.
of it.
It was the expense, and that's what we talked about, Wayne, was now you can put it all in pre-planning, and the expense isn't such an expense
It's
anymore.
not. It's not. It's
Yeah,
very-
and even run
very
through,
doable.
if you choose a Dignity Memorial Cemetery, we can even lock in the cemetery and the funeral costs. We can lock in both, and we could do a five-year 3-pay or a 3-year 5-pay. So we can lock in both, and you can pay off one and then pay off the other. So we can even do that.
When we were doing it, I said I felt like I was doing prepaid college and dorm for my kids. Once we paid for the tuition, then we went on to the dorm. But but it's okay because as the mindset we are, at least as our community, it's what we know. And what we know makes it comfortable. And when we're comfortable, then we can take the next step. So kids are out of college. That's all taken care of now. What's the next thing? We want to plan for us.
I mean, 100%. When people sit down with us and we run through the options, I think, why didn't I do this before? Because this makes so much sense. It's so
Fear.
much easier.
Yeah.
Overcome the
And
fear.
It's not only it only takes care of the emotional burden, but you know what? I can pay this off. They're so flexible, and I'm going to save my family so much money.
It's
what-
less than your electric bill.
It
It's
is.
so manageable. That's what I think. And you didn't go low
Not
end.
yet. Not yet.
You didn't pick low end. Is
I
what
know. We
I'm
may have to up the game a little bit.
saying. Because now it's manageable. You want to increase it.
Well, the first when he hit me with it, I was shocked, right? And then I sat back. I'm gonna say something. I'm worth it, not because I'm being conceited, but I'm gonna tell you something. I gave my family. I did for them, and I'm paying for it. I got no problem doing
Right.
this thing. And at the end of the day, and Michelle, don't take this the wrong way, my celebration may be more happy than my wedding. Okay, and if you know who I am and what I went through, you'll know why. Michelle, don't take it the wrong way. So if I'm going to leave something behind, why isn't what I want?
Part of your legacy.
What's
right?
wrong with that? Don't feel guilty because you have a right to take care of everybody around you. Take care of your daughter. I got my 2 boys. I got Sarah's daughter. I got people around me that I want to tell them, listen, it's going to be okay. And you don't do that with tears. You do that with smiles, right? I mean, that's what we do every day, right? We bring it every day. We have a party every day. Why should you go to work and say, I wish I was home? Then don't be with me. And that's what this whole thing is about. You got to hit it home and understand. Come and have a conversation. That's all I ask. Because when you meet this guy, it's going to change your life.
And come Tuesday, next Tuesday, the 25th.
That's the reason we're
4 to
doing
7.
this.
That's exactly
I
the
want
reason
people
we're
to
doing
come out
this.
and have a conversation. I want to take it here. I want to take it to Miami. Man, I want to go all over the country and tell people it's okay to come out. Ain't no, the water's fine. Come on in. Not because you're going to die tomorrow. I ain't putting that. I'm not giving you the horns. I'm telling you, take care of business and do it right.
And it's much more interesting to wake up in the morning. I could just fathom people over the years waking up and saying, should we go to the beach or should we go plan our funeral? And it's like, that's why people don't even think about doing that. But now you can wake up and say, you know what? We've had a great life. Let's go put it in writing. So when the time comes that they get to celebrate our life, we want it done right. You were mentioning about you want something different towards him. Honey, that's what you want to do. You want just get it in writing. This man knows, and people that know me, mine's a graduation.
I was going to ask you what you want.
Yeah, I'll be a graduation gown in pictures, and it's called The Last Wine and Cheese because I've done fundraisers and events for 30 years, and that's how I've done a lot of my signature is wine and cheese. So it's going to be The Last Wine and Cheese. It'll be a 70s disco under the whole portico. Oh, it's truly, truly a total celebration.
And that's the best. And you know what? I want mine to be my last show.
Yeah, there you go.
I want my last show. So if you there, remember this. And remember this. Right. I want it to be the last show.
I know, the camera's going with you.
And no, that's right. My one camera comes with me. That's why I picked that box. But anyway, my camera comes with me. And I'm going to tell you, nobody sheds a tear when you do it. Nobody. And you do that last show. And that's what I want. I want the last hurrah.
These mics miniaturized in keychains.
Yeah, we talked about that.
No, that's what everybody would leave with.
I mean, that's what it's all about. It's you want to deliver the message that, you lived a good life. Yep. Okay, it's time to go and see God, which isn't a problem. If that's what you believe in, it's not a problem. And then bring it. But having the conversation is the most important aspect of the first step. You got to be able to do that. And a lot of people don't. And I'm going to tell you, and not for nothing, I went to the bathroom, and there's a family taking care of business there. And it looks like they just had to get it together to do it. And it's sad, man. It's a sad gig to have to be able to do that with you not being able to think correctly. So do it beforehand. And everything gets taken care of. My mother, she passed away at the hurricane. I didn't do anything. They said, we got this, Freddie. Don't worry about it. There was no water.
And that was Dignity, yeah?
That was Dignity.
There was no water. There was no light. They put on a generator. They got everything ready in 24 hours for her. And they even let me take a shower in the bathroom. That's how bad it was, the conditions. But my goodness gracious, the guy took my driver's license, took my name, and he says, I know who you are. Don't worry about the money. We'll take care of business. And they did. And we took care of it in less than a week. It was all done, which was amazing. There was food. I don't know where they even got it because there was no food on the island.
We got food here to try also.
It was amazing. It's an amazing concept. All I'm asking you to do is to have a conversation. Come on down.
RSVP, please, because Mo and Ma need to know how much food they're making for you all.
That's for Tuesday. And, some people laugh at me because I tell them, come on down and take a tour.
Yes.
Take a look. I'm not asking you to sit down and buy anything, but come and take a tour. Look at the other side.
Well, let's go to commercial break. When we come back, I want to talk to Mo and Ma before they leave again. Look at this delicious food because they brought in food from their location in Boca Raton for us to try for today for the 25th, which is your celebration of life. And I know Latino style is the way. Vegan is the other side of Freddie. A party, light bites. I know what Wayne wanted to do through Dignity. We know what you wanted to do.
There's going to be some singers.
Stumble on this
I want
a
magician. If you're a magician, I want you to contact. I want a magician. We're going to saw Hector in half. What?
Actually,
no,
the
I
L
want a
train
magician.
can make you disappear. He told us that this morning.
I want The L train. Yeah, I know he said that. I want a magician
Say.
and I want a balloon character guy.
Our interviews are
Do
just
you
short
know?
of not even
I was always
normal.
afraid of the balloon character guy.
Were you?
When I was a kid, I used to run out the
popping?
restaurant. No, when they made dogs and stuff out of balloons.
Yes, the clowns making the balloon animals.
I want a clown. Hector, I need a clown. You gotta
You know, we can
shave.
call the 18th Street people the clowns.
Oh, that's a car. That's a car full of clowns. A car full of clowns. I want a clown.
All right, come on out the 25th, but please RSVP so we can get a head count. Wayne, what is the RSVP address?
It's www.sendrsvp.com/Freddie.
Send rsvp.com
Well, get in
/Freddie
contact
with
with
a
us. We'll
Y.
tell Wayne.
Or let us know. We'll get in contact. We need a head count for the 25th. More to come when we come back. We are
Hey, look,
live
I got a clown.
at Babylon, West Boca Raton, right on the corner of Glades and 441 next to IHOP. We're going to talk to Maritza. We're going to talk to Gabby, I hope. Maybe. She's looking
Yes.
at me, not so
Yes.
much.
Everybody's gonna talk.
Try some delicious food. Stay tuned, and we will be right back.
Does your business Moby Pop? A new way to grow your business. Using a simple keyword, drive customers right to you with just a click. Customers will receive your personalized digital business card within seconds with all your contact information in one place, including a gallery of photos, videos, and clear call to action that drives sales. Promote your products and services or share a hot new listing with custom event pages and RSVP form, boosting qualified leads. Special offers and promotions are directly sent to your potential customers' phones with text campaigns, increasing foot traffic and creating a loyal following. Let MobiPop drive your marketing campaign. Focus on your business. Let MobiPop focus on growing it.
If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would listen? It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have a platform you deserve to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 55312. That's CAFE to 55312. Or call us at 866-224-5422. Your voice can make a difference. If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would listen? It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power, a platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions, a voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have a platform you deserve to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 55312. That's CAFE to 55312. Or call us at 866-224-5422. Your voice can make a difference.
Are you here to be good? Or are you here to be great, outstanding? Hi, my name is Ann Shoshana Dector, and I am an author, motivational speaker, and leadership educator. I share with individuals and businesses the proven tools necessary so that you can make friends with challenges and use them as opportunities to grow from good to better, so you can have it all. Unified, supportive, and creative corporate communities, financial abundance, and a clear mission-driven purpose. Contact me at goodtobetter2020@gmail.com. Grow from good to better in 2020. Work with me individually or ask me to speak at your next event. goodtobetter2020@gmail.com.
The way you live your life says a lot about you. The way you choose to commemorate your lifetime can say even more. It's a single event that speaks volumes. So how do you celebrate a life? Dignity Memorial providers believe that your memorial service should be as unique as you are, reflecting your personality and your passions. It should be a perfectly tailored send-off, a fitting tribute for family and friends to celebrate the person they love. We're professionals at catering to your every need, right down to the catering. In fact, no detail is too small. So when it comes time for a fitting tribute, we'll see that your final wishes are beautifully fulfilled. It's what Dignity Memorial providers are known for. And why you should rely on us to see that your life is well celebrated. The celebration of a lifetime begins here. Does your business Moby Pop? A new way to grow your business. Using a simple keyword, drive customers right to you with just a click. Customers will receive your personalized digital business card within seconds, with all your contact information in one place, including a gallery of photos, videos, and clear call to action that drives sales. Promote your products and services, or share a hot new listing with custom event pages and RSVP form, boosting qualified leads. Special offers and promotions are directly sent to your potential customers' phones with text campaigns, increasing foot traffic and creating a loyal following. Let MobiPop drive your marketing campaign. Focus on your business. Let MobiPop focus on growing it.
we're back.
Longest commercial break in history. I think we
That's
had
'cause
to
everybody
squeeze a
was
little
eating.
luncheon.
Everybody was eating. And we got to give them microphones.
There they go.
Dora's feeling a little bit under the weather.
Gabby.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome.
And
Welcome.
talking to the microphone, Gabby.
Hi there.
I have to say, we do things a little unconventionally when we're on our show, but I've never brought in a caterer and a restaurant into a celebration of life funeral home, is all I can tell you. Wayne, I think this is a first of, and I think we pretty much run the gamut on doing things that aren't conventional. This, I think, was a whole nother level. When I met Maritza and Monica a few weeks ago, she came to our show last week, and we said, let's try some food. Can you bring it to Babylon? And she said, yes. I said, you know, that's a funeral home. She said, I know exactly where it is. So here she is. And last week she did some vegan quiches for you.
Yes, and she has some vegan cookies today. Were unbelievable. The quiches were unbelievable. I must say, 12 of those things.
Because he couldn't believe they were vegan.
Yeah, you laughed. You saw me eating them, right?
They were unbelievable.
I made vegan for you.
They were delicious.
Okay, thank you.
Now, I want to ask before we get into the interview, on March 12th, we are going to be doing at the Meisner Amphitheater, we are going to be covering a business-to-business cover band show.
With the Rolling Stones, yes.
So I want to ask Dignity, we're going to be on the stage to the left. We have our own booth there, our own thing. And I would like, does Dignity have a Celebration of Life banner?
Actually, you told me you were going to be there, right?
Well, no,
You're
you're
one of
going to
the
be there.
sponsors.
No, I know you're going to be there, but do you have a banner that I could drape on the cement underneath where we're going to be?
The stage.
Off the stage, it says Celebrate Life. It doesn't, whatever it says, maybe we can get one. I want to do that because, I mean, you're talking to a lot of people. You're going to be there. And I want people to know that we're going to be bannered out. I need a banner anyway to cover the wires. How you doing?
Hi, isn't it feel good to say, oh, and by the way, could you cover our wires, please?
Hey, why not? I mean, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? And I want to do a call to action because I'm going to run this over and over again. And if you know what the banner is going to be underneath our stage I don't know, you win a bag of coffee or something.
So we've got a lot of events coming up, and if you want to find the events we're going to be working with, you can go to our events page on Facebook. I'm going to add in the ones with Nostalgic America. Your Celebration of Life is there. Tomorrow's event with Master Network is there. And then we have the one coming up. You've got another one. You got 3 in March, actually.
Yes, we got the 12th, the 20th, and the 28th.
Correct.
And these are cover bands. The first one is the Rolling Stones. The second one is not the
Queen.
Who, but Queen. I don't know why I mixed those two up.
And
And
the
the
third
third one
one's
is ABBA.
ABBA.
Yes, and we're going to be running a few questions about what were you doing when these songs are played and yada, yada, yada. So we're going to have a lot of fun with that.
A lot going on.
A lot going on. There's a couple of other events that are coming up also.
I think we just celebrate life every day is what we get to do. And yes, we are live on location. If you like our new set here, let us know because I'm really liking the whole couch setup.
I thought she would. Right, it's a little bit different, a little bit more.
It's everything I've been
I'm
talking
looking at
about
the
for 4
screen,
years, and here
and
we
you're
are.
forward, and I'm back. You know, you're
That's 'cause
making
you're
me.
leaning back.
I know, because I'm relaxing. There's a whole lot of work in
The
this.
sofa's really comfortable.
I
So
feel like
here-
taking a nap.
Our last hour, we talked to Wayne, and he'll be back, and Tom will be back, and JP will be back on set. But before these lovely ladies left, if you heard me interrupt poor Tom in the middle of his, don't leave, sit down. I wanted to introduce you and talk a little bit about Mo and Ma cookies and pies. It's more than that. You have food also.
Yeah, we have some savory options, chicken pie, pie panadas. We call pie panadas because I use the same crust that I use for pies. I use for do the empanadas, but I call pie panadas. It's like my own name.
Now, can you make pie panadas vegan?
I can try, but
Can
I
we
don't
make
know.
vegan empanadas?
I can try because I know the recipe that is vegan empanadas. Maybe it would taste different, but I can
I gotta tell you
can
something.
try everything you want.
Yesterday, I had sausage, I had rice, I had yuca, all vegan.
Okay.
But the sausage wasn't real sausage. It was, I don't know what the hell it is. But I got to tell you something. What a journey I'm having with this vegan stuff.
You
It
enjoying
is
it?
delicious. Oh my God. I had a dessert, which is a lot of fruit, of course. My weight is down, my sugar's down. Weight Watchers free will give you vegan recipes to try. And my God, are they delicious. And you can try them and you can sell them and you can do anything you want with them. It's fantastic. But your stuff is unreal. Those cookies and what I had the last time, unbelievable.
Thank you so much. I made
Unbelievable.
it special for you.
She did, and we don't even barely know this lady. And every time I go in there, I ask her, and she says, "Okay." And I'm thinking, "Why are you doing all this, right?" And you're so beautiful, and the store is so beautiful. I
Thank
was
you
in
so
there over
much.
the weekend, and there was a guy. I always say, when men have daughters, it's payback for whatever they, because this man was in
Karma
here.
payback.
Two beautiful little girls running around. I go, "Oh man, you must have had a fun life as a single guy," because I got to tell you, raising these two beautiful little girls, and there he was with cookies. They were running around. He got more to go. I picked up a s'more cookie, and I picked up a
the s'more
cookies and
cookie,
cream.
yeah.
Forget it. Just the roasted marshmallows on top. Done.
Now, when we do the concert on the 12th, right, are we going to have samples of Mo and Ma
Well, I would
for
like
3,000 people?
Mo and Ma to do some of your food for next week, if you would like.
Well, absolutely. We already talked about it. We have this. I had to bring DJ in here to translate for me. But we have arroz con gandule. We have frijol. It's just different verbiage.
The names are different, but we have some some food, like a Puerto Rican food, I think.
Yes.
We
Like
name
yuca,
different.
do you put aceite, oil?
We do two different for yuca. We do like a boiled yuca.
Boiled.
And we do like a fried yuca.
Yes, you could do both, but I
Uh-huh.
love the boiled one.
Ah, okay.
I was a farmer in my high school days, and I raised yuca. It was the thing I loved the most, and we put a little oil on it, and my goodness gracious.
And here are the many kind of yuca here in the
Yes.
supermarket. I don't know.
Yuca blanca, white yuca.
Yuca blanca, okay.
Yes. So it's very
I
simple.
will find for yuca blanca.
It's very simple.
But what you brought today, you brought some pies,
Today, yes.
desserts, cookies.
I made quiche. I made 3 kind of quiche today. Onions and bacons. I did mac and cheese and chicken.
Teddy is loving it. She's, I
Which
don't
one-
know if they're gone.
Oh my God, I've never seen you eat on set. What are you eating?
Mac and cheese.
Did you guys try it?
It's funny because everyone asked about heating up the food, and I said, we're used to eating food cold. Now, do you understand why I said it was no worry about heating up food? When our crew is here, they get so hungry that pretty much if it doesn't jump off the plate, they're going to eat it cold, hot, any which way, right? We don't even think, they're all shaking their heads, see? I know, right? They're easy.
Listen, I know that when Wayne's eating, everything's good. As long as he's eating.
Wayne, what do you think?
I have to say the blackberry pie reminded me of my grandma.
Yeah?
Really?
God.
Of your grandma.
The berry pie was delicious.
Farm in Oregon, and we pick berries, and she'd make a blackberry cobbler, and just reminded me of my grandma.
Yeah, well, it kind of goes back to the celebration of life, right? It's what reminds you of things and what we talked about and why we're even doing this. It's what brings back those memories. And you had no idea, right? So for me, it means that grandma's here visiting, because who knew?
You know, the fun thing about food, before I met Dawn, I used to weigh 280 pounds. And I used to eat, I was on the Freddy diet. Anything I saw, I ate. I put ketchup on everything. I didn't care. I thought I was indestructible until that came to a halting stop. And I almost lost my life, right?
Yeah, 3 years ago.
So now I'm very careful about what I eat, how I eat it. Vegan is helping me. Doesn't mean you have to turn vegan, so don't get crazy on me. You don't have to do it. But you want to eat sensibly. You know, you want to eat good food. You want to eat fresh food. You want to eat things that you enjoy. But food is a celebration. You know, the Latin beat is all about music. It's música. It's all about rhythm. It's about our culture and what we do with it. Do we eat a lot of starches? Absolutely. That's what we used to do. In the day, that's what we did. I'm a little older now. I can't do it anymore. But that she's able to do vegan, non-vegan, is tremendous. And she never says no. I can have an egg on
And she
a
smiles.
chicken. And look at this one eating. That's hilarious. I wish I had a freaking camera.
And she smiles every time I do. And can you do it? Okay.
She says, I'll figure it out.
Right.
And it's funny because DJ came over, he's saying to her in Spanish what I'm saying in English, and then they're communicating and they're changing the words, and it's all good.
Which is
This
fantastic.
is my first experience with vegan because I never did.
Well, you're doing a good
lot-
job.
Yes, I am trying to learn with you because.
And with me, if you ever, listen, I would like to go to your place and do a vegan cookie or some kind of
I
vegan
want to
dish.
do a mini actually at her place, Teddy, because when you see it, you will, and you're open late. Like it's a late cookie shop.
Friday and Saturday we close at midnight because we have like a bar night cookie. that you can go late when you need something sweet.
Really?
You can go in pajamas and go to
Really?
my place. Yes.
Let's do a pajama party after dark.
Yes, after dark pajama party at Mo and Ma.
Wait, we used to go, we made a pizza. We did a show and we made a pizza. The place is no longer there because it burned down. But we made a
No.
pizza.
They're
You
moving
said they're moving.
locations. They didn't burn down.
That's all I got
with
to
you?
say. We made a pizza. It was
I
hilarious. We
told
had
you
our
too
fun.
many cooks in the kitchen. I'm out of the kitchen. Don't worry.
It was a lot of fun. So maybe we go there, we do a show in pajamas. And we'll learn how to make a vegan cookie. I'll make a vegan cookie. You make a regular
But
cookie.
you see the size of their cookies are enormous, and they have cookies with toppings.
How's she going to
They
stay
do
in business?
gluten free.
Yes.
They do everything. You just
Yes,
have-
we also do for keto diet, no sugar, no flour in the product.
Really?
We have, yes.
I heard about keto. I know
Yeah.
that's too vicious for me.
but
too
they have a
strong.
little bit of everything there.
Yes.
It's too
It's
vicious,
vicious.
man. The
And you-
keto?
Oh, Wayne's getting food. Wayne's a great.
part of a cookie's
There's like nothing left.
part of a cookie.
Thank you, Wayne. Yes, and that belly button belongs to Wayne from Dignity. Thank you very much for sponsoring the show.
What is this?
Merengue.
You know what merengue is? Tú sabes qué
DJ, we
merengue?
can do a merengue for the merengue.
DJ, what is merengue in English?
Merengue.
Merengue.
No, but what is it? It's a
Egg white.
egg white.
Egg white and sugar.
With sugar.
Why don't you sit, Wayne? Sit
But
and
in
eat your cookie.
In my country, the name is espumilla.
Espumilla, which is like a
Espum-
foam.
Yes, and this here merengue.
In
And
my
she never
country, we
says
used
no.
to have merengue. It was called merengue that way. And then merengue. Yeah, you can bring all
Merengue.
that stuff.
Yeah.
Entonces, tú conoces, do you know chipatizo, which is white cheese underneath guava, the guava paste, and they put the white cheese on top? You ever heard of that?
No, not really. I made a cookie that is guava cookie. It has guava inside and cream in the top. We do the guava cookie.
When we used to go to funerals in Puerto Rico, and it's funny because now that I remember, we always walked there. There was never a car. But anyway, they used to have this guava paste. You ever seen the one that comes in the can? It's white, it's guava. And they used to take this white cheese and put it on top of the guava, and then they cut it up into 400 pieces.
Hector,
'Cause
you know what this cheese is?
nobody wanted to eat it. Guava con queso blanco, chipaito. It wasn't mozzarella. It's a Spanish cheese. It's a little bit queso blanco.
Queso blanco.
And they used to give you this with a vat of hot chocolate. And then they used to take a cracker, the soda crackers that are in the
You
green
know why?
can.
Because if you were there for somebody else's celebration funeral, you were then going to eat your way into yours. By the time you were done with the guava in a can, queso blanca,
And then
crackers.
they had, you know the soda crackers in the green can. I think Keebler makes them now. Well, they used to put that piece with a cracker. So you used to have a little slice of this. Remember, they cut it up for 400 people, and then you had a giant vat of hot chocolate.
And there you have it.
And we used to go to the funerals just for that.
Should we get hot chocolate for you for next week?
Yeah,
We have hot chocolate, actually.
It's not gonna be. Yeah, we can make a vat of hot
Is
chocolate.
that what you want?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the guava. I'm gonna bring the paste and the cheese. I like the tradition of it. So that, and then you take the cookie and you put it underneath or on the side, and you take a slice of it.
Have you ever had a celebration of life that takes this many days to plan?
No, because we usually do this pretty quick because someone has actually died.
It's
Well, you
like
know,
planning a wedding or a bar mitzvah the way we're doing this.
This is a slow motion celebration. We're doing it in slow motion. You know, this is your fault because every time I see you, I get another idea. Another idea. The guava, I can't remember. I remember the guava paste and the stuff.
But what's so great about Maritza is she says yes. I didn't know she never made vegan until last week.
I can do something with guava and cheese.
See?
Maybe different, but I can do something.
I explained to you, Lucy.
Yeah.
We have a whole lot of fun with this. There was a lot of things that they used to do when we used to go to the funerals. And it's true, there was never a car. We used to walk to people's houses. And the body was always in the house. Yeah, body was always in the house, never
like
a
a wake.
cemetery. Awake, asleep,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it's like that when I was in Ireland. Yeah, definitely.
They used to
that.
do, but they
Yeah,
used to
it's in the
drink,
house.
right?
Oh yeah,
In
3
Ireland.
days. 3 days, yeah.
3-day drink binge. What are you laughing at?
Tell
Look
us
at these
about
two guys over
tell
here.
us
now.
about your store. Maritza, tell us about the store.
We opened in December before Christmas, We are in San Andreas Boulevard next to Pollo Tropical. Yeah.
I can get dessert right after boy.
Yeah, you buy
Absolutely.
the pollo and then you buy the cookies.
Wow.
And we have the cookies. There is a bar cookie, and we also have keto, sugar-free, gluten-free, and very sweet options.
We
Like
got
a
great coffees.
pie,
It's a great coffee bar.
coffee, teas. Yes.
Have you ever heard of the Brooklyn Cafe coffee?
I saw you.
I gotta bring you
I
some.
saw you because one time I was in the buying pizza, Powerline and Palmero.
At Nino's.
Oh.
I don't remember the name.
Maybe.
And
Yes.
I was there and you were doing the show. Yes.
You should have stopped by.
Ah,
Stop by and come by.
But now you can have some vegan options now that Freddie's helping you get some, try some vegan options. I'm sure that's
Yes.
growing popularity for a lot of people.
yeah, because some people ask for vegan options, but I never had vegan and I started doing vegan.
Late night cookies are great. It's like being in college when you have the, what's that called? You know, they have the cookies, midnight cookies? Okay. Insomniac, they've got midnight
Yeah.
cookies at UF. Now in Boca,
And the
we've
same
got,
idea. It's
same
this
thing.
the idea that Boca Raton has now the bar night cookie.
late night cookies.
In your pajamas. I got. We
In
should do a show in our
pajamas, yes.
pajamas.
We could do it. We
I
could,
can have a pipe and be what's
and we
his
can do
face?
hot chocolate.
Yeah, we have
I do
chocolate.
vodka.
Or
but
we could
okay.
do espresso martinis. We can have Mia's martini. That's what we're going to do. We're going to bring
you
Mia's
do Mexican
martini
hot
in with
chocolate?
espresso martinis to Moa
Mexican
Ma's
hot
for
chocolate.
cookies and martinis.
No Mexican.
No.
No?
Teddy's
Oh,
mom
listen, man.
asked for vodka chocolate. That vodka that you and Jen G brought in that had chocolate.
Yes.
She wants that.
Okay.
She wants to drink vodka chocolate. I don't know. I tasted it. Ugh. She told me vodka chocolate. She says, I love the vodka chocolate. I didn't even know what the hell she was talking about.
So you're located right on St. Andrews next to Pollo Tropical.
Yes.
What are your days of the week open and your hours?
We only close Tuesday today. And then we open at night. In the morning, we close at 10. Friday and Saturday, we close midnight. And Sunday, we are open 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. When all the places are closed, we
You're
are open. Mhm.
Which is so great. You know, after you go to a movie, you think, where am I going to go? There's no place. There's no place to go at
Yes.
10 o'clock in Boca for coffee and cookies. Anywhere.
That's why
But
we
now we
have
can go to
that.
Mo and Ma.
Yes, we open late when all the places are
What's your
closed.
favorite, what's your number one favorite dish that you make?
Sopa de tortilla.
Sopa de
Tortilla
tortilla.
soup. Tortilla soup.
Really?
The Mexican tortilla soup.
No, I know what that is. And that's your
Uh-huh.
numero uno?
Yes, I don't have it in the Mo and Ma, but it's my favorite plate that I make.
No, that you sell, not that you make, that you sell out of Moy Ma.
The Mo and Ma, the chicken pie. Chicken pie is very good. It's not like a traditional chicken pot pie. It's different, but it's
I have never had
it's
chicken
my-
pot pie.
Well, you wouldn't eat this because you're vegan, but I have to tell you.
What is it?
It was really good, is what it was.
You
It's
guys
like
know what
pulled
it is?
chicken.
Oh, you had it already?
She made it like a quiche. What's here, this chicken pie?
It's different from this one. It's chicken with broccoli, but the crust is very good.
Chicken and broccoli, my numero
used to be your
uno staple
favorite,
was in
right?
my life, yes. I remember when. Oh, it's so long ago.
Got to find another option for you. How do people, what's the address, the phone number?
Phone number? I don't
Phone number? Who knows more my phone number?
You can look up Mo and Ma.
Gabby will tell you the address.
It's 21302 St. Andrews Boulevard and Suite 23.
And what's the phone number? 1-800-MOMA.
Yep.
Google it. Google it.
Google it.
Google it.
It's
Mo and
right
Ma,
on
they
Google.
are on Google. You can find them there. And if you see Pollo Tropical in St. Andrews, it's right across the parking lot. You can't miss it.
And we're going to be hiding a bag of our coffee somewhere in Boca, hint, hint. And if you find the bag and you bring it to the studio, we got a little gift for you. How's that?
Sounds good.
Call
All right.
to
Thank you so much for joining us. More to come with Delicious. We're going to do a mini. Teddy, maybe next week? Yeah. Let's hook that up. All right. Stay tuned. Take a quick commercial break. When we come back, more with Dignity. Tom, going to join us again? All right. We'll be right back.
The way you live your life says a lot about you. The way you choose to commemorate your lifetime can say even more. It's a single event that speaks volumes. So how do you celebrate a life? Dignity Memorial providers believe that your memorial service should be as unique as you are, reflecting your personality and your passions. It should be a perfectly tailored send-off, a fitting tribute for family and friends to celebrate the person they love. We're professionals at catering to your every need, right down to the catering. In fact, no detail is too small. So when it comes time for a fitting tribute, we'll see that your final wishes are beautifully fulfilled. It's what Dignity Memorial providers are known for. And why you should rely on us to see that your life is well celebrated. The celebration of a lifetime begins here.
Does your business Moby Pop? A new way to grow your business. Using a simple keyword, drive customers right to you with just a click. Customers will receive your personalized digital business card within seconds with all your contact information in one place, including a gallery of photos, videos, and clear call to action that drives sales. Promote your products and services or share a hot new listing with custom event pages and RSVP form, boosting qualified leads. Special offers and promotions are directly sent to your potential customers' phones with text campaigns, increasing foot traffic and creating a loyal following. Let MobiPop drive your marketing campaign. Focus on your business. Let MobiPop focus on growing it.
I'm gonna make her life a little easier. We're back.
Really?
Yes, because it isn't that she doesn't do them. She doesn't know what it is. So I said, come with me. We'll go to Presidente. We'll bring some juice here and some of that and add some of her stuff.
Here's the most interesting thing about doing the celebration of life with you, and it occurred to me when I was talking to you. This is the longest celebration of life I think we've ever planned in history. It's like making a bar mitzvah for you, and you don't even know what a bar mitzvah is.
have no
It's
idea.
how I feel like I'm planning your bar mitzvah, Freddie, Puerto Rican style. So that's a whole nother level of bar mitzvah and vegan, right?
Right.
Something I'm just not used to
A
doing.
vegan bar mitzvah?
But so much of who you are, in my mind, is about giving back to others and helping other businesses grow and supporting others.
Absolutely.
So to me is you want the food you want, but yet he wants to help another business grow. And that's the whole other side of who you are.
Well, you heard what she said. She says, I'm learning how to do this through me, so I got to sort of take it through this very complicated recipe.
So we could have gone to a grocery store,
No, that's too easy.
or we do it this way. So there's so many levels of Freddie that people don't realize go into this, and so much happens. Slick's shaking his head, yes. The behind the scenes of what it is, because you care so much for so many people, and watching her light up, to imagine offering someone a new business, saying, can you cater an event for 50 people, what that does, to see a smile come to somebody's face, and it's something that you love, right? So all these great things, but is it the easy way? Absolutely not.
Never the easy way. I mean, I saw Wayne when Wayne was a volunteer. Besides, they also put money into the Pampalani piece.
Brain Bowl?
The Brain Bowl. And you saw numbers. You see 1,200 people. You see, I mean, we've done gigs where we were at West Palm Beach and there must have been 50,000 people there. She's never seen those things. And I want her to experience it. So I said to her, I need little samples at the event in Meisner. And she said, how many people? I said, about 3,000. I thought she was going to faint because it's just exploring the bigger numbers. And I just want her to experience this. Listen, what I'm doing is about what I always wanted people to know about what I want. And Wayne's giving me the opportunity to do that. But I'm going to take as many people as I can. Let her grow her business. We need a catering service at the theater anyway.
Always.
And we always meet people with the liquor and the tequila and the this and the that. And where's my piano?
I got to do that too. I'll call
I have a piano
mover.
coming. And Wayne plays the piano.
Do you? Oh.
No.
Your wife told me you play the piano.
No.
You're a Liberace in hiding.
No.
He sings.
That's what I want. I want a piano player.
I got somebody to play piano for you if you need it.
Do you?
I do.
And he's excellent.
Hey, wait a minute. Is Jay coming?
I
Jay's
don't know,
coming.
maybe.
Jay is an excellent piano. Oh, you know what? We got two fighting pianos. What do they call that?
Dueling pianos?
Dueling pianos.
I have a feeling, Teddy, I'm canceling the show next Wednesday. Is all I can tell you because
We can have.
it sounds like this event is not ending at 7 or 8.
It's gonna end in about 4 days later.
We could just air part of the celebration for the next day for the show.
Oh, that's
you know?
absolutely
Why
true.
not?
We should actually do that and just upload the raw footage on it.
Listen, I could have gotten real crazy and always said that I always wanted to celebrate this particular type of deal on a plane, but I'm not gonna go that crazy
Okay.
because I would have said I always told you I wanted to do a show on a plane that has yet to happen. We've done the other ones I wanted, a boat and all that, but a plane. So if you have a plane, and I have a clown, but if you have a plane and you will let us do a show from a plane, I'd like to do a piece with Dignity in a plane. I mean, think about it, right? People, they climb mountains. I seen all this stuff on your commercial.
Well, let's ask Tom. You travel all over the country, different celebration of life centers. Is that part of being under the umbrella here? Are you getting ideas? Are you helping bring other people's celebrations to fruition?
I mean, definitely where you travel across the country, it's different ideas for different people. It's different cultures, it's different regions, it's going to affect everyone. I mean, even as you said with Freddie, there's so many different layers and everything. Every time you talk, you're dwelling.
It's
and
another
you
one.
You get, oh, what about this? And what I didn't even think about this. And you're going, you're constantly adding to it and all. And you oh, I can do this and all. And that's the most fantastic thing about it when you're doing this and celebrating their life and telling their story. You're always adding and you're doing it and all. And it's just fantastic and everything to do it this way and all. And that's why it truly is taking it to the next level and everything as far as that goes. So when you go into all these areas, and it truly is, lack of a better term, a new frontier of doing a funeral and celebrating someone's life. Because it's never been perceived this way. So we're just really, even nowadays, just scratching the surface. So even though we're groundbreaking now saying what we're doing, even 10 years from now, we're going to be taking it to the next level from what we're doing now. So whatever we're doing, it's going to keep going
It'll get
and
bigger.
going and going. Like JP said, sending out invitations and everything to people and all. It's going to keep going to that next step and everything.
I can see
It's
that
just
coming.
really fantastic, and it's going on. And even not all of our locations are fully on board with this yet. And it's going to the different areas and all, and they're just learning to do this with them and all. So it's just really fantastic to see it and getting that mindset and everything. And when it clicks, it's just really a fabulous thing. Because when you first do it, and when families come in, I take them for a tour of the building. And I talk to them about it, and I say, what did they do? And I said, we're going to set this up for you, and what do they love? And let's just say, let's say they loved hiking, and okay, we're going to put their hiking gear here, and you got their gear, their pick, and we're going to put their backpack, and they start envisioning things, and what was their favorite color, and they start going here, and what about this, and what was their favorite mountain they hiked on, everything. They start putting all these things together, and they never even thought about it, and then they start expanding on it, and they keep going and going, and they never even thought this was possible.
Let me ask you how the event. Someone passes away. There is not a cemetery on this property.
No.
It's the celebration of life done here, the service done here, and then people travel, or
Yes.
is it the other way around? Because
It can be done here. It could be done both, as far as that goes. But I do have the back room where we do the food and everything there, and everything go there. A lot of times we will have a service here. We can even go to a church and cemetery and come back here and still have the venue and everything with the food and the celebration. Once again, there is no right or wrong. And that's my famous phrase with families, everything, is what are you comfortable with? What do you want to do and everything? We can have it set up through the whole building and all as far as that goes. I could put a tent outside and everything as far as that goes. I could have a barbecue outside if
but
you
yeah,
want to do it.
but we do have to lay the remains to rest. We have to put them at peace. So I'm just thinking chronologically, when is that mostly done?
A lot of times families will do catering while the visitation is going on in the back room. It's not while in the same room as the viewing as far as that goes. So there will be food and beverages in the back room that everyone can partake in. And then we will go to do the burial and everything like that. And they may still have something afterwards where everyone will gather afterwards there too.
Okay.
So you can do it both ways.
It depends on what you want.
Exactly. There is no right or wrong choice. It's what the comfort is
So
for
I
the
can have
family.
party buses go from here.
He is determined, Teddy, for this party
Teddy,
bus.
party bus, right? We know a guy has 10 of them. So everybody goes, I mean, if you're going to go to celebrate and you're celebrating, why not continue the celebration
Well,
when
that's
you get
what I
there?
was asking. So you don't want people in 4 martinis driving to a
No,
cemetery.
a party bus. It holds 50 people.
No, we would do the bar here after the burial. We do the bar.
I think what's very important also is the educating of our community across the country to let them know the industry has shifted so much. One of the first questions we're asked when when a loved one does pass, especially we have a lot of people from out of town, they'll call. The first thing they want to know is, where's my mom? Where's my dad? And we get to give them the security within this company when someone passes within a 90-minute period, no matter where they are. Hospital, home, hospice, they're taken into our care, Dignity and Memorial Care, and they're brought to what's called a personal care center. That center is the hardest. It's easier to get into Fort Knox. And they are protected and looked after, and there's someone there 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. So that's to give people the comfort at a distance to know your loved one is in our care. The second thing is, you remember that all of our centers for living across America right now are shells. This building is a shell. We have this room, we have the hospitality room, we have offices, we have arrangement rooms. That's all that goes on here. And
The
so
rest,
that's for
the rest you fill in.
everything is done at the personal care center. So that's another reason why people even have a fear to come into these buildings anymore, because they think, God forbid I open the wrong door. There is no wrong door here. This is a building that's open to the family and friends, and to feel free to be here again to celebrate.
Actually, I noticed that when we came last week with you, Wayne, all the doors were closed. So we went through the front door, we walked all the way around, and we came in the back way. Today I came in and all the doors are open.
Right.
And every time you walk out of one door, you realize this is an open hall.
Yep.
There are some walls, but the doors are all open. So everything connects right back here to the center of this spectacular room. It's all
What-
easily accessible. So when Jean said, how do I find this room? Well, you just follow Freddie. But if you go out this door, you can come back in that door. You can come back in this door.
Right.
It's all connected.
Yeah, so more and more people are not even in fear of coming into these centers, and that's why we want to move and morph the name from funeral home to center. There'll be years from now where children in this country will be asking parents, Mom, what's a funeral home? What was a funeral home? Because this company had enough sense to take what I say, they went from a black veil to a party hat. And I mean that not disrespectfully, but I mean that in the joy of what we get to watch in this company. When you see young children that have to come into these buildings because a teenager has passed, and they leave seeing all the things we've done in pictures, and pictures of them with their friends on a ball field or whatever. This one little boy I remember so well. is like, I think 17 or 18 years old, and his whole thing was skateboarding. We had skateboards everywhere. We had pictures of him, the height of him holding his skateboard, and all of his friends went home with a miniature skateboard on with his name on it, with a keychain. They'll have that for life.
What
And
do
they
you find
leave
most
here.
special about doing these celebration of life events?
What, I didn't hear you?
What do you find most special? I can't say what your
Well,
favorite because
I know instantly, and people ask me that all the time. Because I get to sometimes, Tom has done all the work with putting everything together for this family. Then they arrive the day of, and we get to walk them through each room, especially like the hospitality room, and they'll see how it's all set up. And the tears are not tears of sadness; they're tears of joy. And the first thing they say is, "Oh my God, my son would have loved this. My wife would have loved this. My husband would have loved this." That's so rewarding. So they start out the day with realizing we're here to celebrate. And then when they're walking out that door at night and they're giving you a hug and they're saying, "My God, I never in a million years thought I would be leaving here feeling so good. You all helped so much to make this easier."
You can't put a price on that.
There's no
Okay.
price on it.
And it's really funny because the more you talk about these things, the more the incidents that happen in your life. So all of a sudden, I'm thinking about having tokens of things that have happened because you and I,
There's more.
she laughs because I mean I've had a lot of jobs, I've helped a lot of people, I've been involved in a lot of different things, creative, some of it not so creative, just different. Even the streaming we do when we first started has always been different, and we just keep going. But this is innovative. This is different, and sometimes different. Some people will sit back and sort of not move and say, okay, what's going on here? We're going to a funeral and talking about party buses, and you're talking about having a good time and what kind of food. But then you think back, I used to play ball with this guy. I used to sing songs with this guy. I remember taking my kids to school, and now I see my grandchildren, right? Everything's changed in my life, so why isn't the way we do things changing as well?
I mean, I've had people contact me saying, I went to one of Dignity's celebrations recently, blew me away. I never knew that was possible. I want that. I want to do my arrangement. I want that. I want to do that for my family. So it's come full circle, and that's the majority of the people we meet, they've been to a service recently. It brings it to home. It's like, okay, this is going to happen to me eventually, and I saw my friend's wife, and I don't want my wife to be in that situation. So that's beautiful, and we follow up with families after services as well, and I had the opportunity to follow up with one of the families that we had here. They had the bowling and dog celebration, and they came just beaming, it's like you knocked it out of the park. We were blown away. That was so much my dad.
I saw the bowling ball. I
But
got
they
to
had
hold it.
You like it?
14
they had
pounds.
like red dog bowls with the flower arrangements on all the tables. They had bowling. It was a big bowler, and we're actually putting on just a meal for his bowling league in a couple of weeks.
Wow.
Just a token to us, just saying, just to remember him. We're gonna put this on for the bowling league. We follow up, and more people are choosing this at all of our different locations. It's worth pointing out that, not everyone chooses to do this. It's really special when we do that, and we love doing that for people. Some people want to do things, it's like, well, there people are sometimes. I see people. There was one the other day. He was 107. 107. He's outlived everybody.
That's
so
a movie.
The family was like, everyone's gone. We don't need to have an elaborate party because he's outlived everybody, and there's no family living in the area. So we did something simple. The important thing is when we meet with people, it's like, we can do this and we do it well. If it's not appropriate for your family, no worries. We can do it simple. If you're on a strict budget, we can do anything to fit your budget. And we also cater to any faith. So like our location in Delray, where I spend a lot of my time, they specialize for Jewish families. And unlike what JP was describing for Jewish families who want a traditional Jewish burial, then we have the facilities there to do the tahara, like the traditional tahara Jewish washing, things on site. So we do that, and we have the Havre Kaddish Society come in to perform that ritualist washing. We have the shomer, so the watcher that will sit with the body until they're buried, which some of the Jewish families want that. So we can cater to that. Other of our locations know about Buddhist ceremony, so we can follow those practices, or Hindu. So we can we have the expertise and the facilities to basically cater to any faith. It's important noting.
Being able to plan what we're planning for the event next week, going through this.
Oh,
with
I'm
Wayne,
taking that to the max.
You're taking to the max, but let
I
me
got
tell
another
you,
idea.
on the other side of this,
Yes.
no matter what you say, and we bring it to Wayne, he says, I'll take care of it.
I know that. That's why I'm going to keep pushing him. He says, okay, Freddie, enough.
And they bring the food, and Wayne says, we'll take care of keeping it hot. Servers, we'll take care of that. Tables, I said, you're going to take care of everything? And what did Tom say? We're under the Dignity Memorial umbrella. We take care of everything.
We
And
tell
on this side
every
of it,
family that.
this is the most amazing catering experience, party planning experience I've ever had.
What we love to be able to say is, within the company, every family that plans their celebration, they have to remember that we have an entire staff that comes in to assist them. And what I try to do is to gear the staff to let them know the immediate family is the host. They're hosting, again, family and friends they haven't seen for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. They need to be with those people. Those people want them to be with them. They don't need to be bothered with anything. So I always tell the staff, remember, we are the co-host, they're the host. They shouldn't have to be bothered with one thing, like a wedding. That's why I like to do dress rehearsals with this, with certain large celebrations. We need to do a walkthrough, let the host know, the husband or wife, this is what it's all going to look like, this is what's going to be done, we're going to have this over here, is that okay? So when they come in that day, and again, they're going to be receiving family and friends, there shouldn't be one thing on their plate. That's ours. We're doing that behind the scenes, and they need to know it's all going to be taken care of.
It is the most amazing feeling for me on this side of it, because I've had friends whose parents have passed away, and in our faith, you don't let anyone in the family touch a dish. They don't clean anything, they sit, right? There should be servers. So when you go to someone's Shiva home, there's not always servers. So who's there cleaning up? Whoever your friend is, that's there cleaning up.
What's it called? What home?
Shiva.
Oh, Shiva. Okay. Thought you said
So
Shiva.
there have been nights that I'm there till midnight cleaning up and doing everything. To see you do all of this and to hear what you say is that you are the host of your event and you shouldn't have to do this is the most comforting feeling. And then to know that we've put everything in place, so there's nothing that the family has to deal with other than either celebrate, grieve, whatever the emotion is such an easy, restful feeling.
For Jewish families, a lot of when we tell them we can take care of the catering at the Shiva home.
Amazing.
We can bring the food, we can serve, we can tidy up. They're like, what? I had no idea.
Right, so you hear
Yeah.
exactly what I'm saying. I'm
Yeah.
almost, if I wasn't on air, I would be speechless, but I can't be because I can't believe and how gracious you all are about it. And this is just a matter of fact, the way Dignity works.
Well, we have 100% service guarantee,
Wow.
and we don't take that lightly. That's before, during, and after a service. We make it right.
You see, Puerto Ricans just take everything home.
And that's the other thing, you never take anything out of a Shiva house,
Right.
right? So you've got enough food for 500 people and 5 show up.
We take
What do
everything
you-
home. You know what
You
you
take-
gotta
I take no food out of the Shiva
invite
house.
a bunch of Puerto Ricans over there, and they will leave the place spotless. There won't be a dish left, honey.
But that's the other side of it. You
Not
never
even a
take
dog
food
will be
out,
left.
you do nothing, you clean and you leave mounds of cookies that people are never going to eat because it's just a different
So what
thing.
happens to them?
It goes to the homeless.
It does? Because if you call the Puerto
Nothing ever goes
I
away.
call a
Flowers,
couple of my
food,
Puerto
everything.
Rican friends,
go
I
to the
guarantee you, they
homeless.
don't even wash the windows if they get all this stuff.
Just to go back with the different cultures, it's wonderful. I'm a resident here in Boca Raton and work here in Boca, and I'm at a lot of different social gatherings, and women will sometimes see my shirt, and she'll come up and they'll say, "Oh, I'm Jewish, so we don't do traditional funerals." And I get to say now, "Oh, well, I'm with Dignity Memorial, neither do we." So it's a whole different ballgame to be able to open those doors.
And I always find it interesting, and maybe you will know, Puerto Rican funeral, Jewish funeral. A funeral's a funeral to me, right? It's about the life, not about
Right.
what emblem or what religion it is. Maybe there's different rituals.
Yeah, but it's changed now because they're giving the opportunity for the person who's leaving to have a voice at it.
Right, but think so. You have a priest. I would have a rabbi. Someone else. But at the end of the
even
day, it's a.
With a lot of the religious traditions, a lot of them are similar. They'll have basic things. You know, with the Jewish, you have the Israeli earth. You know, with Catholic or Christian, you have holy water. But it's still a blessing. You're just using different instruments.
Interesting.
So you still have similarities as far as that goes. It's still same tradition.
But the object of the game here is that they're doing things left behind to celebrate a life that you want. So if my kids all of a sudden they want to bring in a priest and all that, not that they would, but if they wanted to, the game has changed. Now they're gonna have a voice.
They don't want to?
I don't care if they want to or not.
Do
I
you
know what
want
I
to?
want. No, well, I don't know. Maybe I know a couple
We didn't
of
even
priests.
get to the clergy part.
I know a couple of priests.
Would
High
you want
five on the
clergy at
rabbi's
yours,
side.
or is that not a thing for
It
you?
depends if I got a couple of friends. If they come, I mean, some of the priests I know are a little bit different.
Okay.
Just saying.
But would that be something you'd want? We see,
Eh.
Wayne, we didn't even get to that side of it.
I don't know if I want to do that. I don't
Well,
know.
a lot of people might do maybe a more traditional religious service and then followed more by the celebration. It just depends
I
on
don't
what
know.
the person
I gotta
wants.
think. I gotta think about
and
that.
some
Whole nother
people,
side, right?
some people, it's important to them, and sometimes they come to us. It's like, well, I grew up Catholic, but I don't know what's normal for a Catholic family. And sometimes they want us to kind of advise them. Others are like, well, this is what my family normally would do, but I don't want that. I want something different.
You see, I swear, I don't really want that. I don't want the norm. And to me, the norm. I'm not normal, so why would I want something normal?
That's why I'm wondering, what would you want?
I don't know. I mean, I would invite maybe a couple of friends that I know from the, that are priests, and they would come down. But I don't want them saying, like they did at my brother's. All of a sudden, some people got up there. I didn't even know we were going to do this, and they did a mass. They did the rosary, which is very traditional among Latinos, at least on my side of the neck. I don't know about his. They do the rosemary. They do the rosary at the.
Her
at the
too.
yeah. Sorry about
Sorry.
that, Rose. Ouch. They do that, and I was an altar boy, and I couldn't remember the prayers except for the Hail Mary. It's been such a long time. So I don't know if I want that. I didn't feel comfortable doing that, is what I'm saying. So why would I want somebody else to do it?
I mean, I've often sat with Jewish families and I ask, do you want the tahara washing? And they're like, what's that? They don't know. And I didn't grow up good Jewish. I've learned all this,
learned all this.
But I explain and like,
Do they do that for men and women, the washing?
Yes. Mhm.
For both.
It's not the mikveh.
And we're back to that again. I don't know what that means.
It's just different.
How do you convert? You take a bath, you said, right?
It's the mikveh or the beach in Florida,
The beach. You take a bath in the beach?
pretty much.
I read toxins in the water. Don't take a bath in the beach this weekend. That's all I got to tell you.
Pretty much. There's a lot of things going on, but that's a whole nother. Then I think for me, the most complicated thing would be agreeing with the person you're going to be laid to rest with. If they both want the mausoleum, if you both want a barrel, if you both want a cremation, then they've got the top and the bottom and the side by side and the head to foot.
There's
and
ways
the-
around that as well. So
Really?
I've worked with
Tom's shaking his
couples
head
where
yes.
one wants to be buried and one wants to be cremated.
Oh, you told us that story.
So I've even had like, a lot of our mausoleums has space for a casket and an urn. It's one space. Or if you're being buried, sometimes I had two sisters, they were both being cremated and they were put in one plot together. So there's lots of options around that,
So
definitely.
they did double duty. They got cremated and then were buried.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's
but in one
interesting.
plot.
That's interesting.
They got cremated.
And
some
then
people
they're
will-
buried in one
Some
plot.
people will be one casket buried in a plot, and they'll have a cremation bench next to it, and they'll have the cremated urn in a bench just next to the grave or on the grave even. So there's lots of ways around that. Couples don't have to agree.
In the
Makes it
end,
so
we
much
always
easier.
respect their wishes. There's always a way.
Are you going to be cremated? You never answered this question.
Well,
I didn't know.
now I've got a whole nother workaround.
First of all, are you even allowed to be cremated?
it's my life, right? I can do anything I want.
Well, you know what I mean.
No, I truly believe it's my life. I can choose to do what I
But
want.
is that traditional in the faith, in your Jewish faith?
I think it's changed. I think
Yeah, it
the
certainly
further
has.
away
They
we
allow
get
it?
from things,
Yeah.
it's different now. It's like
So if you're
having a tattoo, all these other
Orthodox
things.
Jewish family, typically they would not certainly would not be cremated if they're Orthodox. But other Jewish families, it's very very popular.
Really?
Yeah.
I just want to. I want to
interesting.
party with butterflies and doves and
You're going to get a magician?
no magician glitter. My
I need no
wand,
magician.
glitter poppers. Right. My life is celebrated as it was.
No
so
magician?
you can have a magician.
Well,
Magic
you-
handkerchiefs or something.
You can make people make your wand disappear and make it reappear.
You can do all those things.
It's so fun.
But to me, at the end of the day, I don't know if anyone's going to come visit me, but I will visit everybody every day and always. So it's not so important to be where I am as opposed to celebrating my life because, sorry, I'll be haunting you forever.
This is why I say wherever they arrest me, I want music. I want like every day at 12 o'clock, they get a flare.
But look, we get to have this conversation almost every day. You get to have this conversation every day. It takes the fear out of it, and it opens the conversation, and you just have so many choices.
And you create more.
I love what we get to do.
I'm going to leave a whole list of things for the next 10 years.
Teddy, he's leaving you a list for the next 10
I'm leaving
years.
it whole list. Every year is another anniversary.
Clean
of
out the encoder, change the mics, the camera goes with him. You're a sick man.
It's all about having a little bit of fun.
And tell us more for RSVP for Tuesday.
Was it sendrsvp.com/Freddie with a Y?
And people are texting me, so I'm going to give you another count that are coming that I didn't know. Like JC's coming to sing and a few other friends and stuff. So we'll try to give you a number by...
More the merrier. Come celebrate, learn more about what we do, and happy
Now,
to share.
now, the last time we did this, a lot of people showed up. So I hope you know what you're doing because I think you're nuts, but we'll see.
You know what? It's really about educating people and to take some of the fear away, at least the idea to plant the seed to say, you know what, I should make these plans so my loved ones don't have to. And if that's all you do on Tuesday, then that's okay because you've got time, but at least you're starting to think about it and the conversation isn't so scary and we're not in denial. It does happen to all of us. And honestly, the price point, I'm telling you, if you're afraid of it, don't. Meet with Wayne, meet with Tom.
You'll be shocked.
You'll meet with everybody and you'll say, you know what? I can really do this.
We're going to kick off the Dignity Tour because I like to take this on
Do you
tour.
know that's 1 week of groceries for 1 month's payment?
There you go.
That's only because Dawn
what?
orders Fit Food Fresh. She doesn't go to the grocery store.
No, that's my grocery bill.
Like I
But
said,
think
Fit
about
Food
that.
Fresh.
But I
Come
want
on,
people to realize
Bill.
it's not what you think it is. It can be manageable for any budget. You saw it, even you thought,
It is, but everybody's different. What I wanted is my budget, and what you want may be more, maybe less. You'll make the determination, but unless you have the conversation, you won't know. And I want to announce, I want to go on tour with this thing because I'm going to do a play on
you want to go on tour into different
Well, I wanna do
celebration of life
celebration.
centers? I love the name
Celebration
Celebration of Life Centers. I have to tell you, I love that.
I love going on tour and doing the Celebration of Life tour. Now, Wayne says that I can think out of the box. He says, whatever you want. Well, I'm going to tell you, you ain't never seen a box like this.
Well, we're going to take a tour to the next one. There's some places Wayne wanted to show us, some different locations for cemeteries and burial options.
That's right. But we have to do
Neptune Reef.
But we have to do it Freddie style. Party bus, here we come.
I'm all in.
I mean, why not? You guys wouldn't mind going on a party bus to these different places, or would you rather drive?
No.
And we're going to do a celebration of life for Dawn as well sometime soon.
Yes, I
You know
heard
what,
that.
though? I think my family won't come. They've already kind of went, I'm not coming to that.
They'll
so
show up.
we'll
I
have
will.
it for all friends.
I will
No,
guilt
yours is
them
fun.
to death.
Unicorns,
okay.
magic wands, glitter.
And I went, my kids might come,
Remember
but that's okay.
when you go to Palisades or Playland and they had what's you call that round thing with the horses?
Oh, merry-go-round.
That'll
I'm
be
all
you.
in.
That'll be you. You put her in the middle. Put that box in the middle and Dawn's
Ever have
happy.
a celebration of life at like a theme park? We could create a theme park.
Oh God.
Well, they have done. They did.
He doesn't even laugh. You laugh. And
No,
he
they
says,
did
yeah.
a documentary not long ago on 5 different ways of people for transition. And the one, it was spectacular. In fact, it was the end of the documentary. He was 5 years old. He had a leukemia or cancer that they worked with for years, and they knew that he would probably be passing at 5, and so did he. And he was driving along with his family. He was driving past the cemetery. He said to Mom and Dad, he said, Mom, Dad, I don't like that. He said, that's too sad. I don't want my friends to see anything with this. So, in the town that he was from, they decided he took the park, and he had 5 of everything. He had 5 of those big blow-up bouncy castles. He had five people to paint clowns on all the friends. He did everything in 5. It was a big party picnic in the town that he came from, in the park there, and that's again what kids went home with.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's what it was. That was his wish.
Amazing.
Not even the parents. That was his.
Thank you
and he
so
got
much
it.
for sharing all of this with us. So much information. Just have the conversation. It's about planning your life so your loved ones don't have to do it. They can only honor your memory. How can people get in touch with you, Wayne, as always?
Well, myself, 561-654-9000. But please, if you're in the Boca area, come over to Babillon here. corner of 441 and Glades. You can pop in anytime, see the facility. It's gorgeous, and we'd love to help anyone.
Take a tour.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Or give us a call, 561-483-9500.
Thank you so much. Wow, what a day.
Thank you.
You have fun?
Always.
You see, it wasn't so bad.
I think it's great. The couch, the venue, the room, the celebration of life room, the crew. We lost half of them. Hector's asleep.
That's a good sign.
But he's not feeling well.
Everyone
He's
is
not feeling
relaxed here, and that's why it's the comforts of home right here. Thank you all. Have a great day. Be kind to each other. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, back in our studio, and Master Network meeting tomorrow at 11 o'clock.
No, 10:30.
10:30. Brunch wine being served ahead of time. We'll see you there.
Don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show is over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. Well, see you next time.